All right, welcome to class this week. Art and Design, September 28th through October 2nd, 2020. All right, those were our 2 mindful moments that we did at the start of the classes in case you were interested in that artwork. But I'm going to jump right to this week's worth of agendas. So what I will do some weeks when we are just working on projects is just have a presentation for the entire week for you instead of giving you a new presentation every day. So there'll only be one presentation for the week, but there'll be all the agendas and all the mindful moments on there that we're working on that week. So I'm going to try to do that as much as possible. There will be some weeks where I'll have to do 2 separate presentations because we'll have a critique, or usually it'll just be because of doing a critique and then doing a new journal assignment. So that would be the only time, is if we have that in the same week. So this week we are just working on our process journal number 2 assignment. All right, so this is the September 30th agenda. Let me talk a little bit about September 29th first. So we are going to briefly just talk about a little bit more process journal number 2 again. I'll go on about that a little bit here, but I just want to give you a little bit more info about it. And then I'm actually going to release students off of the call so that you have time to go and work. I will stay on the call for a little while and answer questions for you, but then I want everybody to kind of, once you get the info that you need to go ahead and get started. I will add the pacing on the bottom for those students that need it. You need due dates every day. I would say to have the notes completed today on this first day of whether it's Monday or Tuesday, and you're starting to figure out how you're going to do the sketch portion. You could do the sketch portion in 2 ways. You could write it all out. So write each page out and just do your notes. You don't want to do fancy writing, or you do want to do all the fancy writing first. So you do all the writing for all of them first, and then you go back in and do the drawing, or you do one at a time. So it's up to you how you would like to pace that. And then Wednesday, you're just continuing on. You should definitely be finished with the worksheet by Wednesday and starting on your sketches so that you can finish them in class on Thursday or Friday. So again, we will meet. We'll have a short welcome and discussion, community building activity, and then I will release you and I will hang out and I will be there all hour for you if you want to stay. And then you'll just be working on finishing up and trying to get your reflection written. So I never assign homework. The only time I would ever tell you have homework in my class is if you don't finish a process journal before the due date. So let's say you didn't get done on this Thursday or Friday. It's still due when you come into class the next, Monday or Tuesday. So if you need to spend 15 more minutes on it at some point, it's not quite finished, that would only ever be the homework that I gave you. So here are our learning objectives this week. We are taking notes while reading and viewing media, independently creating visual sketch notes based on viewing those, and then completing a reflection in your process journal after all of this is over. These are the 3 focuses that we have, and I didn't go over these in depth last week so much before I sent you out to start this, but you're really going to focus on these this week in your 3 little sketch notes that you have. So you're going to think about value, color, and texture. So here is the information that you need, essentially, to complete your visual sketch notes. And I'm going to actually start now, since you've all completed the pre-test, now you know a little bit more about this. I want you to start to get comfortable with it. The elements are the alphabet of the visual world, and the principles are the words and sentences. And of course, my favorite is the elements are the ingredients, and the principles are the recipes. So there you go. And here are some things that you can look at that show visually what elements and principles are. I also have these convenient little cheat charts here. And I have this cheat chart for how to read art. So quite simply, you're going to copy my work and make it your own and put it into your process journal so that you always have it for yourself when we go into a critique. You can have it right out in front of you in your sketchbook to look at. So there's no tricks here. I'm not asking you to answer any questions on these pages. I'm simply asking you to take notes that are a little bit more, that may be a little bit more decorative than your normal notes. That is, I'm asking you to draw a little picture or symbol with each definition on the elements and principles. And then when you're doing the how to read art, all you're doing is making a chart for yourself. And I'm going to show you, I finished my first chart. I'm going to do another one because it was fun. And I actually wanted to start it with this in mind. So this here is my first chart that I completed. I had a different idea for it. It was supposed to be a graffiti wall. And then I ended up using my temper paint sticks. And they are on all the stars. So that's why the edges look a little fuzzy, because temper paint sticks are really thick. It's like coloring with a big thick crayon, like double the size or triple the size of a normal crayon, but it's really silky. And so that's why none of the edges are crisp on there. Temper paint sticks are super fun to work with. They're one of my favorite materials. And they're not that expensive. I think I saw them at Michael's for like $16, and usually they have like coupons. And then I got mine online for like $10 or $12, and my mother-in-law bought some for me too for really cheap. So they're fun. They're fun to use in sketchbooks. So they're basically like paint that's like compressed into the stick, and like it dries really fast. So if you want this painterly quality or this really nice thick quality, and you don't want to like take the time to use like a marker to color it in, this goes even faster. So painting is nice because you can cover a lot of surface quickly with the paintbrush, whereas with a pen or a marker, it's harder to do that. But with these temper sticks, they give you just the amount of time that you need to color something pretty fast. So I did that blue background on there pretty fast. So I wanted to show you sort of a more like, just quick approach to it. I did not spend that long on it. I was doodling this on my couch when my husband was watching somebody stream video games online, and my kids were playing Barbies in front of me. So like it wasn't anything major in my studio. So just make sure that you have the notes. That's the goal, is to have the information and put it in a visually interesting way, like these two examples are here.